Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So when it comes to QNT, I'm not too caught up in the short term. I'm actually recording this video a little bit ahead of time, and the main reason why I wanted to address QNT is because I feel as though there's a lot of people out there right now that are getting very, very bearish at the bottom. I've witnessed Casper shock a lot of people. I've witnessed HBAR shock a lot of people. Witnessed a lot of these altcoins shock a lot of people, and not in the way that you're expecting, right? It's shocking them because they expected these altcoins to go significantly lower in the short term. Back in 2023, I was hearing calls on HBAR down to like 3 cents, down to 2 cents. And here we are where HBAR is trading at, I think, like 11.5 cents right now. Most of the market has erupted though. And when we look at that, right, like it's so easy to get caught up in the fact that like all of these altcoins are exploding. And then you have QNT on the sidelines pretty much doing nothing, right? And I've heard this so many times in the past. When we look at QNT, it's been ranging. And I feel as though everyone is forgetting the fact that like this thing has been ranging for a while. The noticeable thing about QNT, and the number one thing that I told everyone to watch for, is a loss of $100. Once we lose $100, that's when I go back into buying QNT and accumulating it. Because under $100, QNT is extremely undervalued in my opinion for the long term. But also, remember what I've said about $100. It has held strong on QNT for a while. And I'm talking about candle closes, not wicks. But also, I talked about the Bitcoin pair. Recently, I put out a post on the 19th on X, and it was actually addressing HBAR's Bitcoin pair as well, but I quoted it and I was talking about QNT next. I said, just like I said when it comes to your favorite altcoins, the only chart that really matters at this moment is the Bitcoin pair. There's a lot of ridiculous talk surfacing around QNT, but look at the Bitcoin pair right now. Downside is limited in my opinion, and this chart looks either bottomed or close to it. Don't fade QNT and don't listen to the nonsensical noise going around. This is a gem and always has been. The bounce will be monumental. And yes, I do believe that it will be monumental because listen, we have been selling off on this Bitcoin pair since going back to December 25th, the week of December 25th. We have been riding against EMAs for a while. I mean, ever since we sold off back in March of 2023, we have been grinding. And technically, we even hit the 20 weekly EMA, which is that green line. So we've actually been fighting against this. We haven't had a candle close over the 20 weekly EMA since going all the way back to January of 2023, actually. So realistically speaking, let's actually look at this time frame on this. So we have been under the 20 weekly EMA for 406 days. If we go back in time, and this is December of 2021 into roughly the summer of 2022. Now, do I have to remind you all what happened in the summer of 2022? QNT took the market by storm, and it really outperformed the entire market. But we were trailing under the 20 weekly EMA. Now, I know that we don't have price data, but this is when we actually lost it. We were trading under this for over 200 plus days. It was actually almost like 250 some days. Mind you, we are now under this by 406 days. And this downtrend has been relentless, which also allowed for bearish sentiment to flood the market. But look at where we are at right now on the Bitcoin pair. Guys, the weekly candle close, the body close, was right on this bottom line down here. This top line is the original one that I had on the chart over here. This entire range down here, we most likely go sideways a little bit, but the bounce off of this is going to be above all EMAs in my opinion, and this will put QNT on the map and have a major start in this current cycle for QNT to go on a bull run. That's when everyone that's been very bearish, it's been talking about QNT this, QNT that, they will soon all be silenced. The number one thing that gets me through holding a lot of these projects is simply the information around them that I know about, right? I can look at charts all day long, but that's only half of it. The other half is knowing what you actually hold, which is not an excuse to just blindly hodl everything to oblivion, but you also need to understand information regarding the project that you're holding. For an example, right? Quant working with the Bank of England and the HM Treasury's digital pound consultation, right? Like this was a big one. Now, recently, Quant actually put out a full breakdown of this. It's about 4, almost 5 minutes long. I'm going to play the whole clip because I think that people need to realize how significant this project actually was, Project Rosalind. They proved that Overledger APIs could play a key role in enabling CBDC systems to deliver a range of benefits regarding payments functionality and security. Check this out.
There's been a lot of theory done on CBDCs, there's been a lot of economic analysis, but this was the first time they're actually testing it with real applications, real payments, and real use cases that represented what people and businesses use. Project Rosalind's objectives were for the Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlement to understand what a CBDC means for banks, institutions, payment organizations, and fintechs in a real-world setting. We actually created a new form of money. We were able to create a new form of escrow, a digital escrow. We saw firsthand participants like the Central Bank of Canada, Amazon, Barclays, MasterCard use this innovative escrow technology that we built to create new types of payments and new types of flows.
What made Project Rosalind so successful was that it was very, very driven by end users. They engaged the API users and some big folks and some small folks early on and continuously throughout the project, and they still are doing. And that focus on what is it that end users want? Why will they find it useful? Actually is a massive contributor to project success, right? It means there's a reason for the project to happen, which is not the case with all blockchain projects. It was very, very iterative. Every week we were coming up with new requirements. Every week we were producing new demos, and we had really strong participation from the Bank of England, from BIS, from everybody. And the project was like an absolute dream, right? It was the best project we've worked on.
Was truly agile. We're receiving requirements, shipping a build, receiving feedback from users within a 2-week span. It's something that you don't get very often in projects or products, that you're getting user feedback within 2 weeks of getting the requirements. So that by itself was exhilarating.
Quant's technology for Project Rosalind essentially provides the technological foundation of the entire project itself.
A big part of our contribution to that was Overledger, our technology, and that made everything much smoother and much faster. If we'd been building against a regular blockchain and integrating with it directly, we would never have been able to do it in 6 months.
The whole idea of Project Rosalind was to create a whole bunch of APIs that businesses and banks could use to interact with CBDCs. Those APIs actually talk to Overledger and interact with the blockchain via Overledger. So we literally provide the technological foundation for interacting with blockchain.
The other area where we contributed a lot was in our smart contract expertise. We built the smart contracts for this, which are quite complex central bank digital currency smart contracts, and that's a kind of a credit to the folks on our tech team. The main challenges in Project Rosalind were around kind of defining exactly what do we mean by a CBDC, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. It could be decentralized, it could be centralized, and so some of those big decisions needed to happen quite early on. The other challenge that we had was around offline payments. Offline payments are just technically difficult, and it took us longer than we expected to work through how that works. We were successful in the end, but it took a while.
We had so many different requirements to cater for, and taking those diverse requirements and diverse use cases and boiling that down into a simple set of APIs that would suit everyone was a design challenge in itself. To then take those APIs and build them rapidly was a fun challenge, but a challenge nonetheless.
The learning outcomes from this project for us have been really quite transformative. So there was the big thing with retail CBDC is, so what? Right? What's the point of this? And Project Rosalind came up with some really, really good answers to that, which were kind of collaborative through the whole process. But actually, they've given us a lot of clarity in terms of how that should work, and that's affected some of our other propositions.
We have kind of laid the groundwork for how Quant wants to do projects going forward. There was a huge amount of collaboration, and it was an absolute joy to work with everybody. Plus, internally within our teams, it challenged us to work quicker and collaborate internally within Quant as well. So honestly, it was a joy.
Now, within this as well, right? Like, this is all interconnectivity. This is all interoperability between CBDC systems and also connecting to the blockchain-based systems. But also, outside of CBDCs, we also got a big announcement that they were also working with Make HQ. Overledger enables individuals, teams, and enterprises to build automated workflows customized to their roles and businesses. And check this out.
Integration is available now, and you can access it via the link provided at the end of this video.
Now, why is this very significant? It's because of all of the apps on Make, and it's connect anything, save time and resources by connecting all your favorite apps to Make with just a few clicks. And if we scroll down, we can see that this is all, AI apps, everyday life apps like Gmail, Google Sheets, Airtable, things like that. I mean, there is so much on here, and guess what? This can now all be connected with Overledger, all connected with blockchain-based networks as well. This is all achieving automation, interconnectivity, interoperability, and really tapping into blockchain-based services as well for everyday life. I mean, this is what you want to see, and it's even beyond the spectrum of just CBDCs. So all of this work that is being put in is all confirming the long term around Q&T, which is also why my confidence has not been swayed at all. The main issue when it comes to sell-offs, it's all because of the Bitcoin pair. That's really all it is. And we see this happen every single time. I mean, as Bitcoin is ranging around $50,000, yeah, it's sucking volume out of altcoins to push it even higher. And we recently saw that. And now we are waiting for the rotation from Bitcoin into altcoins. And that's when that bounce on the Bitcoin pair will be monumental. So with that being said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys can follow me over on X and also join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.